What's up, y'all? Happy Black History Month. Today we're gonna be doing a video breakdown or a lighting breakdown of how I kind of lit this narrative project. It's kind of cold in my crib right now. I'm sitting here next to these goddamn windows, but yeah, I just kind of want to kind of get you all in the mindset of, I know we talk about camera shit so much, like that doesn't make a difference. You feel what I'm saying? Because even if I had like a different camera, if my lighting was shit, it would still be shit. So it's like, yo, man, you got a red Komodo for this job, but I have no depth and no dimension to nothing. You know what I mean? So let's take our YouTube hat off for a second and just think in the terms of a cinematographer or somebody who does this, for actual business. So this project here, I got hired out just as the DP and I brought my own lighting guy. None of this is like actually graded. This is me just throwing the footage in on the timeline, which is in DaVinci's like converted into S-Log3 for me, like the Rec 709 look. But other than that, let's get into it. We're gonna start off with this first shot. Let me just white balance this so you guys don't be thinking like, man, it looks terrible, because the light was actually too warm for this scene. So, boom, looks a lot better now, right? So here we literally just have like a curtain, like a very big old diffusion is like shaping the light around him and just blasting through. We had like a 600x Pro aperture, and it's literally just, that light coming through a sheet of diffusion hitting him. And what's great about it is if you like look at his eyes, right? If you look at his eyes, you can see like the catch light. The catch light is right there. Which in movies, that's like, we're like, like that's what we want to see. We want to see like kind of that catch light and stuff like that. And then we also kind of have like that little, little triangle V thing around his eye, because the light is wrapping around his face coming here. You know what I mean? So, and now this is something I should have done. If I wanted to, what I should have done was just to kind of like block off some of this extra light, I should have put a negative field here on this side here. Now I kind of like the light that's kind of hitting him here, kind of gives like a little bit more dimension. But if I kind of just want to have like some more contrast, is something to think about, put some negative field on this side, because they would stop any extra light from hitting him here. Okay, same thing here. This is just this tighter angle, right? So same thing here, same camera. Well, this one was the A7 IV and this was the A7S III. This is before I had my two A7S IIIs, but same thing. Like I said, I should have put some negative fill over here on this side just to just kind of stop that extra light from leaking here. And also too, what I want you all to notice is, because I kind of wanted it to have just some type of dimension, just something else for you all to look at. This is kind of serving as my guiding lines. And then here I also put a light in here just so it won't be so dark. Again, just trying to make the whole frame look good, look like it's, professionally lit. And there was some intention to this. So, these are things to think about. But like I said, just a big old light going through some diffusion here, 600X Pro going right here, hitting him all on the side. All right, same thing with her. It's the same lighting setup. We just literally just switch people. So let's go ahead and move over here. Now, with this one here, it's the same thing. If I highlight the BTS, I'll pull it up. But for this here, the light is, and as you can see on her too, because it's really the same setup. The same light setup that you're seeing for him is the exact same light that you're seeing for her. It's like literally all on the same side, and we just have it wrapping around them. But as you can see in both images, right, the light is really hitting their skin like right here, right? So just so we can have some of that contrast and a little that roll off, and it's very soft. I wanted the lighting to be very soft for this just because I'm in the courtroom, and again, to me, it just like looks professional. Same thing with her, like, you see what I'm saying? And then the light is falling off into the people in the back, so they're just not falling into complete darkness, right? Now, also too, keep in mind, while I was doing this scene here, what everyone is wearing is intentional, right? We wanted her in a pop of red because she's the main person that we're talking about, and she stands out. Like everybody else is kind of like blending into the background. As you can see, everybody kind of got on like gray suits and very like dull colors, except for her. She's the only one with a pop of color. Same with him. They both got on gray suits. He has on a blue suit, pop of color, and a tie. Now this guy here, he shouldn't have been in this frame, because yeah, he should have just been somewhere else. I probably should replace him with this guy over here, because he stands out like a little bit, too much. He should not be calling that much attention. But again, same thing, same setup. The lighting is hitting here, and then I kind of had this light here. I requested that we have a desk light, not only because it kind of gives like that courtroom look, but it just kind of serves as a nice, like, soft little field light, and it's a realistic light, quote unquote, if they was in a courtroom. So that was the thought process behind that. Actually, this is one of my favorite frames. I actually really love this frame. Now moving on to this one here, you'll be surprised. This is all natural lighting. The only thing that we did for this here was have a bounce board, and you can kind of see the bounce board. Let me see if like we ever take it out of frame at any point. So it's somewhat dark here, but as you can see, like it's dark here, right? Now we bring it back, light, dark, light. So that bounce board is filling her in perfectly, and we're shooting towards the sun. So sometimes people tell you don't shoot towards the sun, but it actually has a sun like as a back, you know, kind of like serving as a hair light almost, right? As you can see back here, it's kind of serving as a hair light on her, making her pop and stand up in the background even more. And I'm also trying to use these two pillars to kind of like guide your attention towards her. So that was a whole thought process behind that. But essentially, besides the bounce board, all natural lighting. Now for this courtroom scene here, we're back in the courtroom again. We have the light just kind of spilling across the floor here, the wall here. Let me see if I can just kind of show you guys a wider frame. Now I'm on a Dana Dolly, right? So we're gonna be end up tracking them across the courtroom, but the light, we literally just have the 600X Pro again, going through a sheet of diffusion just so it's not too harsh, blasting along the wall. So as they're walking, we're capturing them. You know what I mean? So very simple lighting here, but I also do have some more lights. I'm pretty sure I got my NAND lights on my LED panels. They are blasting. They are hitting him in the back of the head, hitting this group here. But again, the main focus is this group right here. You feel what I'm saying? So, keep this in mind when you are lighting your subjects. You need to tell your viewer like what's important, who's the most important people in the room. And I wanted you to be able to know like, hey, these people, like, this is the group, you know what I'm saying, you should be focusing on. Like, these people coming here, we're gonna just continue to play that frame. Right. And as you can see here, now we had a negative flag just to kind of shape this light. So when you are doing these jobs, and when you are doing these projects too, right? Kind of like how, when photographers do it too, in video, you can shape your light as well. Shape your light. Like if you want to kind of like a distinct look on your wall to kind of give it something that's kind of like stand out and things like that, that's exactly what we're doing here by shaping this light on this wall. Just so it can kind of give you some type of dimension and, and just add some character and texture to the wall, even though there's plenty of it because it's like there's line going through all of it. Now here, I'm just gonna throw, just because it's kind of like one of my favorite scenes. I'm gonna just throw a timeline grade on these here, just, because why not, right? It's a little darker now, but whatever. I like it. Raise this. I'm gonna lift this up just a bit though. It falls way too high into the shadows. All right. With this here, again, 600X Pro. Like as you can see, the 600X Pro, actually this was the 600X Pro and my Godox VO 200 because we just needed kind of like a good amount of light to blast through here. We're still going through a sheet of diffusion, and we're also using a flag on the 600X Pro to shape the light on this back wall here to kind of give it some dimension. But as you can see here, let me go back to the actual scene. But as you can see here, we are shaping the light around her face, and we still getting that Rembrandt light. You know what I mean? So again, if you don't know what Rembrandt light is, it's kind of like essentially when you have like that little triangle over your face, and the light is wrapping around your face, and that's exactly what the light is doing in this scene here. It looks phenomenal. Yeah, because this is a push-in shot, and I wanted the attention to be on her. So as you can see, the light is mainly on her, falling off on these guys, but she is definitely the focus. One of my favorite shots. Now with this here, this is a dialogue over the shoulder shot right here. Now we have some very soft light coming through here because we wanted to represent like natural window light, and that's because in the frame here, right, the window light is coming in from over here, so I wanted to make sure that boom, it looked like that within this frame too, right? And again, so like I said, it doesn't matter, like, to be real, like this is on an A7S III, right? But it looks phenomenal. Like if you're like, yo, this is on a red Komodo or R5C raw, whatever the case is, right? It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. That shit don't be mattering, be like, it's really about how you frame up your shot, how you light your frame, like what are you doing, what's your attention to detail. All of these things matter because it doesn't matter what camera I would have shot this with, it still have been a great frame. You know what I mean? So get yourself out of the mindset of I need a different camera to pull out certain things. No, you need to get your lighting better. That's what makes a difference. And this is like kind of before or after, just in case you all want to kind of see what it looks like without the LUT and then with that LUT. See, it definitely gives it a cinematic pop. You know what I mean? You look at this jacket, the black's a little bit more richer. It's tie, you know what I mean? So yeah. And we do have a light hitting the top of his head. I use my Godox VO200 with like a little golden, like it's like a little sheet almost, but it's like a cup. I put a gold cup around the Godox light. Just to kind of give him like a little edge, like to kind of make him just stand up in the background a little bit more. With this here, we just have essentially, let me just go ahead and let this play out. We just have one light blasting in, and then I'm just doing a pull-out shot to kind of reveal more of the frame. But again, this is just one light coming in. As you can see, that's why the shadow is out in his face, light pouring in just from the side to represent the window light. Now, moving on to the next scene. Just give a quick little white balance because she is warm. Boom. All right. So yeah, that looks a lot better actually. That white balance, man. Listen, white balance your shots. Balance your shots out. So here we only have one light coming in, and because she's gonna walk into the light. Now this is actually shot on the Sony a7 IV because my a7S III was rigged up. You know what I mean? But again, just look at the shot, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks phenomenal. It doesn't matter what camera I'm using. It's just a lighting technique. So right here is the light. As you can see, it's very soft on her skin. We have the light coming in from right here. And again, we're shaping the light so it's not spilling the back wall. So we have a flag here, just splashing it on the back. splashing her in the face just so we can kind of resemble office light. Now, in a different time, what I would have done, I would have kind of probably tried to make the light look a little bit more natural. I probably would have kind of put like to kind of resemble an office more, because technically there's no windows over there, so like where's that light coming from? But there's a couple things to keep in mind. Number one, when you are doing movies and stuff like that, don't always think the lighting has to be like it's a movie. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes lights don't really have to make sense, as long as it fits the story, you know what I'm saying, fits the story and what you're trying to, you know, tell. That's all that matters. So what I would have probably done to kind of make it even look a little bit more cinematic, if you will, is put like a light above her, so it kind of make it a little bit more dramatic, because this is kind of like a dramatic scene, almost kind of needed some more drama. But again, even with what she's wearing, this is all intentional. I made sure that, you know, I picked these outfits, so if I know I was gonna be shooting it, I didn't want her blending in with, you know, the whiteboard. So just imagine this scene wouldn't have looked as quote unquote cinematic if she would have had on like a white top, because she'd have been blending in, and we don't want that. Now, this one here, this is probably one of my most favorite lit scenes, probably second to the courtroom scene, and that's because it's just done so well. Like, we have like a China ball, a lantern, like kind of hitting him here on the side here, right? The China ball is hitting him here. Then we have a big old sheet of diffusion that's hitting him, wrapping around his face, hitting him from this side here, right? And then giving us that little Rembrandt light right there that you see. Like, could you have picked a better frame? No, you couldn't have. I know, like, I shot it, I get it. So, but again, same thing with this here. I went and scouted this place. Same thing with the outfit. I needed him to stand up on the wall. So the outfit that he has on is on purpose. Like, I needed him to, you know what I'm saying, to give me more of that separation. He's standing out on the wall with this suit on because, you know, red and blue is contrast. So very simple light setup. And if I probably would have done it differently, I probably would have had like a China ball like right above them, or maybe a light bouncing off of the table to light their face somewhere. That's a very hard light to bounce off on the table. I would have done that, but I still like the way I did this. Now for this one here, I do wish, let me white balance this, because this is probably one frame that I wish I would have done a little bit differently. Well, no, not necessarily so much. I think I just have to white balance it, really. Like, as you can see, again, man, white balance changes worlds. You know what I'm saying? Just let's look at that frame again. Look at it now. Again, before, after. Like, that white balance has made this look so much better, because here she's just really too orange, and so is him. Now, boom, skin tone's a little bit definitely more on the accurate side now. But as you can see, again, everything is on purpose. Like, you know, I'm showing you all lighting setups, but also what I want you to keep in mind is just the idea of everything that's in the background. Nothing is in the background that's not intended to be in the background. So yes, we do still have a light that's kind of pouring in from the back. As you can see, it's splash on that back wall, hitting her in the back of her head. We have the China ball hitting her here. But we have this yellow cart and some stuff here, green plant, orange, like we have that to break it up, right? Because she's kind of, if we did not, she would be falling into the background with this sweater. So, you know, but we didn't need her to stand out either. You feel what I'm saying? Because her facial features is gonna do that enough. But we just needed something for her to be separated. So again, China Ball Light 600X, blasting through a sheet diffusion, hit her in the back of the neck. Color grade breakdown, if y'all still want that, comment down below right now. Make sure you like the video and I give you all the color breakdown. Here's another scene that I wish I would have done differently. And it's mainly because, you know, it's shot well, don't get me wrong, it's composed very well, but he's too much of the attention right now, and the attention is her. Now you can kind of see that because it's kind of like a guiding lines. You got this here, and this framing her up. And I did this on purpose. For the most part, what I did with him is we kind of flagged him off so the light won't be as strong as him as it is on her. As you can see, she kind of had more of a shiny spot here than he does. And that's because we are, you know, trying to bring your attention on her. But again, what I would have done differently was I would have just had a light going top down, covering the office. And then when it was her scene, I would have just moved the light over her just so it can kind of like give us like that drama look, because this is the dramatic scene. But as you can see here, like both of them are lit kind of fall into the back, you know, they're blending in with each other. But here, I mean, I feel that you get the idea of what's happening here. But we just have a light hitting her right here on the side of her head, going through a sheet of diffusion, and then we flagged it also when hit him. And this is the last scene breakdown. Again, we're shaping the light so we have a flag so it's not spilling on the whiteboard here. Then we have just going through a sheet of diffusion, boom, hit her on the side of the face, giving her just a very nice little light. Then I have another light. So I have the Godox VS200 light with that little cone, because we're using the 600 Pro to light her. But then I have the Godox VS200 hitting her on the top of the head. It's a little bit, just kind of give her like a little bit of edge lighting. So, but yeah, that's it, man. Like this is the breakdown that I did for this movie here. I can't wait for it to actually drop so I can show you all what the finished product look like. I did not get it, like I was just hired as the DP, so I could not grade this footage or anything like that. But yeah, this is what it looks like. So let me know if you all have any questions in regards to, you know, maybe more specific to lights and stuff like that. I'll link the lights down in the description that I did use, so you can check them out yourself. Other than that, that'll do it. I'll catch you on the next video, man. Again, if you want more stuff like this, comment down below. It's your boy Sean B, and I'm out. Deuces.